We see a boy named Lorenzo, who is running away from a man named Gerbino. Lorenzo somehow escapes by running away from Gerbino, but Gerbino tells his men to capture Lorenzo. After this, Lorenzo goes to his friends. They suggest him to leave the city so that Gerbino can find him. Lorenzo agrees to his friends and leaves on horseback. Next we see Lorenzo, followed by Gerbino's men. Lorenzo meets a man who was carrying a dead body. He asks about that dead body. The man tells him that it was a dumb and deaf man who used to work as a gardener in a nearby church. But today he died suddenly. Hearing this, Lorenzo thinks that if this man is dead, then there must be a need for another man, so he could stay in that church by pretending to be dumb and deaf. Lorenzo then climbs a tree to escape from Gerbino's men. When Gerbino's men leave, he begins to descend, but then the branch breaks, and Lorenzo falls to the ground unconscious. Someone comes there and picks up Lorenzo. Next we see a princess named Pampinia. Her parents have died during the plague, and she was very sad because of this. Then there comes Gerbino. Pampinia had no one in this world anymore, so Gerbino tries to take advantage. He tells Pampinia, "What will you do now?" Pampinia says that she has promised Prince Cercensky that she will marry him. Then Gerbino tells her that your father had borrowed a lot of money from me. Now after his death, I have the right over all his wealth. He says you only have this house, and if you want to keep this house with you, then you have to marry me. She takes him to the church. The nun was so lusty that she could not stop herself seeing Lorenzo. She started touching him in a dirty way. Lorenzo was also conscious now, but he pretended to be unconscious because he liked it. Then there comes the head of the nun. Both nuns tell her that this man is dumb and deaf. The senior nun gets very happy hearing this. She only wanted a dumb and deaf man so that he could do the church's work, and she hires Lorenzo. Lorenzo now pretends to be dumb and deaf. Defiance while Lorenzo was taking a bath, two nuns come to him. They take off their clothes and take a bath with him. Lorenzo also has a lot of fun with them. Actually, the nuns used to hire the deaf and dumb so that they could not tell anyone what they did. Alt text. Now we see Pampinia, who comes to live in a church to get rid of Gerbino. This was the same church in which Lorenzo works. While two nuns are dressing Pampinia, she sees Lorenzo. She asks the nun, "Who is this boy?" Then the nun tells her that he is Lorenzo. He's a gardener here, and he looks after the church. But sadly, he's dumb and deaf. Once while Lorenzo was doing his work, a nun comes to him. They both go to the bushes to get intimate, but Pampinia sees them. Seeing this, Pampinia feels very jealous because she has started liking Lorenzo. Next we see the king of Russia, Yerzhisky. He comes to the palace of Pampinia, but Gerbino tells him that Pampinia is going to marry me now. Hearing this, Yerzhisky leaves, but outside, a man tells him that Pampinia has been waiting for him in another city for several days. Hearing this, Yerzhisky leaves for that city. Next we see Lorenzo, where two nuns come to meet him. Actually, they knew what the rest of the nuns did to Lorenzo, and they wanted the same with him. Lorenzo agrees and gets intimate with them. Now slowly Pampinia also started liking Lorenzo. She was getting more and more attracted towards him. One day while working, Lorenzo was singing. Pampinia notices this and learns that he is not deaf and dumb. One day Pampinia goes to Lorenzo. She blindfolds him and then lifts her mask. She says that she loves him and she is ready to marry him. Then Pampinia kisses Lorenzo and leaves. Because of the blindfold, Lorenzo could not recognize her. Now after a few days, it is time for Pampinia to leave, but before leaving, she tells the head that Lorenzo isn't deaf and dumb. He is perfectly fine. He was just pretending. Actually, Pampinia didn't want to see Lorenzo with anyone else. The head gets very angry hearing this, and she throws Lorenzo out of the church. When Pampinia was returning home, she finds Lorenzo outside. He says, "Take me with you." Pampinia already liked him, so she takes him along. Next we see Yerzhisky, who was looking for Pampinia. He sees a girl in a lake and starts talking to her. He asks, "Do you know Pampinia?" "Because I am the Prince of Russia, and I am going to marry Pampinia." On hearing this, the girl says that I am Pampinia. Yerzyski also believes her, because he had never seen Pampinia before. Here Pampinia reaches home with Lorenzo. While talking, Lorenzo tells that he used to work in a church, and there he had fallen in love with a girl. He says that the girl kissed him with a blindfold, and said she loves him. Here Pampinia was about to tell him that she was that girl, but suddenly Gerbino arrives. He is very angry on seeing Lorenzo, and he challenges him to fight. Lorenzo is unable to stand against him. When Gerbino is about to kill Lorenzo, Pampinia stops him. She tells him, if something happens to Lorenzo, she will never marry him. Hearing this, Gerbino spares his life, but locks him in prison. The next day, Pampinia tells Gerbino she's going to marry him tomorrow, but he has to release Lorenzo. Gerbino agrees and frees Lorenzo. He then sends 2 men to bring the church father. On the other hand, 2 of Gerbino's men were taking Lorenzo to the forest, but their real plan was to kill him before they could do anything. Lorenzo beats them. He then sees that Siersinski is going to Pampinia. When father comes, Pampinia gives him money and tells him to cancel this marriage anyhow. Father says okay. So Lorenzo follows him. There he sees that Gerbino is forcibly marrying Pampinia. Just then, Siersinski kills everyone there, and eventually kills Gerbino as well. Pampinia then tells Siersinski that she cannot marry him because she is in love with Lorenzo. Saying this, she removes her mask, but when Siersinski sees her face, he says, "You are not the Pampinia whom I am going to marry." Then there comes the girl from the lake. Actually, this girl was Pampinia's friend Melissa. At the end, Pampinia goes to Lorenzo and proposes marriage, but Lorenzo tells her that he loves someone else and will marry her. Hearing this, Pampinia says okay, but at least give me a kiss. Then Lorenzo kisses her, and he understands that Pampinia is the girl who kissed him in the church. With this, the movie ends. I hope you like this movie. Please like and subscribe the channel.